that's the grossest thing I've ever seen.
You're gonna have to trust me on that one.
If our interstellar refugee eludes us one more time, our days are toast, my dim-witted friend.
Are you kidding me? Your girlfriend dies and now you don't want to follow the rules anymore?
Yeah, maybe I was wrong.
Patricia would have left you here in a second.
Is this?
Hey, we need to talk.
God, is Dad dead?
What? No!
Hi, and welcome to 72 at 31. I'm your host, Doug Powell, and this is our interview show for the 72-hour Film Fest that happens right here in downtown Frederick, Maryland. Today with me, two very remarkable gentlemen from Unimental. Casey and Rob Reiner have decided to join me today.
Yep.
This is actually Adam Grayson.
Thank you very much.
I like that you chose to come in costume.
You're gonna do it right.
Why did you choose this one?
I actually didn't have a shirt that wasn't a t-shirt, so I figured I might as well wear something nice. And actually, I also wanted to look kind of like a film dude.
Yeah.
Not to be, like slanderous about how film people look, but this is pretty much it, right?
That is when I think of a film person, that's what I think.
Yep.
You know, like they maybe were in the Navy.
You kind of dress for the job you want.
Yeah, and maybe you're going fishing.
I could be going fishing.
Right.
On a retired.
Yeah.
Navy
You look
square.
retired. You basically look retired. If you do film, you look like a retired person. Well, welcome, guys. Thanks for coming in today. So, tell me a little bit about yourselves to start. Like, how long have the two of you specifically been working together?
It's got to be you first, because you've been doing this longer than me.
Yes, that's the kind of feedback I want.
No, Adam and I have I'm best friends with his brother, so we've known each other for
You're best friends with
years.
Adam's brother?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, not me, not best friend
No,
with me.
good lord.
I
no.
can tell there's a good
No.
deal of tension between the two of
Who
you.
was the best man at my brother's wedding? Was it you or me? So
I
I've known
don't know.
Casey for.
You were the best man at his brother's wedding.
Yeah.
You can't pick your brother though, because there's like tension that builds in the family. You have to pick an outside party.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to?
Exactly.
Is that a rule?
I
No,
wouldn't.
but,
I
we've
wouldn't.
known each other since we were in grade school.
Okay.
Just here in Frederick.
Yeah.
Born and raised.
But you've been doing the film fest longer than me.
A little bit, yeah.
Who did you do the film fest with before you did? Was Unimental a thing before you came along?
No, Unimental was all us.
Okay.
Let's see, there's Helping Out Barnaby's team.
That's right.
Wise.
Do you want me to tell the story?
Sure.
Okay, so Team Zissou.
Yes.
Team Zissou was a team that had Barnaby Holmes and his family.
Okay.
And that team has splintered off a number of different times. You get Team Bebop from that team as well.
Okay, Tim
That's
Scott and his
familiar-
crew.
Scott's group, exactly.
Yeah.
You can look up, they made a movie called Beans, it's great.
Yeah, I like Beans.
But-
Military film.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But as far as your participation, you were a writer with Team Zissou from a long time before I did anything. I was in that movie, but I came in day 2 or 3.
Yeah.
We worked on the same movie, never saw each other.
How's that? He was writing and you were
Yeah.
part of the production
I
team.
came in to help.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
And that happened a number of times for a couple of years.
Yeah.
Both with Cintus Supremus, which is an old
And I
movie.
didn't really help him out too much because it was back when 72 would fall on In the Street.
Right.
So it was always chaotic during that week to get off time from
Okay.
work and stuff.
Okay.
So,
I hear that. So, when did Unimental start? When did you guys start combining forces and seeing one another?
4 years.
4 years?
It's like 4 years ago
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
Okay.
We've been part of it for 3
Okay,
years. as a
right.
team.
Yeah.
The 2011 on? 2000, yeah.
I can't math? What is it?
That's hard math, man, I hear you.
That's
Okay.
impossible.
Yeah, that
Film
sounds
people.
right. Ever
Yeah.
since they did the Script Fest.
Okay. That was your first year?
That was first year as a team.
As
yeah.
a team, okay.
Yeah.
And that was, you guys did, for Script Fest, did you do the film about the box?
Patricia's Box.
Box?
Yep.
Patricia's Box.
Yep.
And that seemed like Patricia's Box seemed like very, very dramatic.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very tragic film about this end of the world apocalyptic scenario where there's this little, what looks like a box you would get from a Chinese takeout place that held rice and it's got writing all over it. and there's a dead woman in a small base. It had like a Reservoir Dogs feel to it because they were just in one room and they were arguing over why she was dead and what was in the box.
The significance of,
It was an interesting year. We received the script as a part of our criteria, and it's definitely not something that we would normally do. Our movies tend to be a bit more funny.
I was noticing. So that was kind of what brought you guys into drama was the script. You had to stick to the script.
Given our druthers, I think comedy is more or less where we are.
Okay.
So we received that script, and it was great to watch it play out. It was also great to watch the other team that got the same script. There was a younger team, a student team, and to see their take on it. It was definitely a different movie from them than it was from us. But as a team that had come together, Casey had stepped away from the film fest for a brief period of time.
Drug rehab.
Before that, well, yeah. I mean, so
that was a dark time in my life.
One day strong. We got it.
That's right.
One day strong. But we got together and we decided, we both like making movies. We both have been a part of these teams in the past.
Okay.
Let's just do it. And it was sort of our reintroduction. Our team name was actually significantly longer that first year. It was Unimental, or How I Learned to Stop Worrying and Love the Fest.
Yeah.
That was our team name.
Riff on Dr. Strangelove.
Right. And then because it was very successful, we did it the following year as well.
Okay, and the next year was Dead Meat Pete.
Dead Meat Pete.
Okay, what was that all about? What was the criteria from that year? I can't remember.
It was a lot of drinking.
It was
This year's criteria: get shit housed.
Science.
Yeah, it was Occam's Razor. It was sort
Occam's
of
razor.
we were given the criteria where we had to make a movie based on a scientific principle.
Okay.
And ours was the idea that all things being equal, the simplest answer is usually the right one. And
Right.
in this case, with all these, there was definitely heavy drinking the night we decided to write the script, because we made this sort of pact where we would avoid children, animals, and puppets.
And you used all
We
of them.
used children and
Yeah.
puppets in that
right,
movie.
yeah.
So
No, you used a bird too.
we used a
Yeah,
bird.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's true. It was a puppet. Well, two puppets then.
Yeah.
So the rule of thumb is that you do not stick to pacts that you make while drinking.
Yeah, pretty
Yeah.
much.
Okay, that's good to know about
Actually,
you
no.
guys.
To be fair, though, that moment after the film fest where we get our criteria, and every team experiences this, where you find your secluded place, whether it's in a diner somewhere or around somebody's kitchen table, or in our case, at a bar.
Right.
The best ideas are the ones you initially have, and you wind up circling back to those
Okay,
ideas.
so you feel like the stuff when you're spitballing, the things that you initially come up with,
Right.
you always kind of come back to.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think that's true.
Yeah. Well, there's always a magical moment for me, somewhere within 5 minutes of getting the criteria,
Okay.
where I just kind of experience like total system failure.
Within
And
5 minutes.
I just want to start screaming incoherently at people and like flip every table in sight. And like maybe push an old person down the stairs.
Yes!
Or into traffic.
It only takes 5 minutes.
Set fire to something, not like a trash can, but like a car,
Okay.
something substantial.
So how do you deal with those emotions? What
I guess
happens?
alcohol is where it comes
We
in.
panic. No, it's
There's
not-
definitely a panic moment, and then by Sunday at 9 p.m., like the weight's lifted off the shoulders, and then you
Okay.
just got to start apologizing to them. Sorry, Grandma.
Is there a lot
The
of
stairs were asking for it.
with that said, is there a lot of like with your process? Do you guys bicker a lot? Is there a lot of like tension, and are you guys
Can I-
okay with butting heads?
I think I can answer this one.
I hope so.
As far as working as a team and coming to a head, I would point out that every single crew we've ever worked with has gone on to do different things the following year.
So you guys are assholes.
Generally, right?
Cool.
Our talent leaves, they form their own teams, they come back to the fest because they love it. They love it because we explain it to them in the way that they become they love it, they have a passion of it, but they don't come back the following year. It's chaos. They
It's
do
chaos.
their own team.
Your process is chaotic. Would you say?
Kind of, yeah.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, but it's not chaos for the sake of chaos. There's
Well, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not
Everybody
saying
knows
there's
the
anything
time,
wrong.
right.
You
Well,
know,
just-
your process is your process.
Pre-production and just nailing that script is
Yeah.
just the most, because you have so many plates spinning in the air.
Are you guys now with the 72 Fest? Are you really hard on yourselves to? I mean, I understand in like a big setting when you've got plenty of time and you know this is a film you want to make, you dot your I's, cross your T's. But with the film fest in 72 hours, do you still have that same kind of like this has to be perfect type?
I think
mentality.
we're incredibly hard on each other when
Yeah.
it comes to
Yeah.
making a script.
Yeah.
We often do a 36-hour film fest because the first day and a half is us throwing ideas off of each other. We often have 2 scripts going at the same time.
Okay.
Which is generally a bad idea. People would assign one person to direct. I think it's better our way.
Okay.
Because you wind up with 2 completely separate ideas that when they get mashed together, you get an amazing result.
Okay. Which this year would have been great because you were given 2 films and you had to make 1 film out of those 2. And
Yeah.
you guys, out of every film I saw, I was waiting, even as people were drawing their films, I was waiting for that one combo of magical films that I would want out of everyone, and you guys got it. What were your films?
E.T. meets Blazing Saddles.
E.T. meets Blazing Saddles. God, when I saw it drawn, I was like, that's a dream.
Now, you remember the release. You were there. It was a very crowded venue,
Uh-huh.
Cafe 611.
That's the one.
I saw Casey across the bar, and he had that look in his face.
Yeah.
And I knew
he was going to start flipping tables and
he wanted to
punching
push an old
people.
lady into traffic. I knew as soon as I saw it that would be the result.
Yeah.
But also going back to what we said, when we got to the bar later, some of the initial ideas that we had within that first hour ultimately wound up in the movie.
Okay.
Calling it BET was one of the first decisions
When
that
I
we
saw
made.
Yeah.
when I saw the title card come up on the film, I was like, well played. And you guys did such a good job. I wanted to say of like your portrayal of Hedley Lamar's type character, and you had that
Scott.
that Taggart. Scott is his name. That
Yeah.
Taggart type character.
Yeah.
It was brilliant. I mean, I'm a huge Mel Brooks fan, so I really ate it up. I was like, I wonder, you got to do this justice.
And
you
that-
guys really
And
did.
we were worried because, I mean, Blazing Saddles was just such obviously it was part of the mashup and integral to the project, but we're nervous.
That film was shot in a time and place where you
It
just
would
can't
not-
do that anymore.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
And
get
our
it-
script
and-
wouldn't have happened either if we hadn't have written 2 scripts.
Oh, really?
Yeah, his
Yeah.
jokes were entirely different than mine, and we both had our favorites. And there came this point where we had to sort of kill our darlings and figure out which jokes were best. And that's how it was able to be so joke dense throughout the entire
It was
thing.
very joke dense. Yeah. I mean, you also
Yeah.
had stand-up comedians. Did they
Yeah.
contribute to the joke writing process and all that, or were they just kind of you just brought them in and they were actors for you?
We did kind of just bring them in, but they
On
they
the
definitely
day.
turned it up themselves.
Yeah.
They still took the material
Sure.
we gave them, but they definitely like took what we had and like made it better.
Yeah.
They just knew the right beats to hit.
Okay.
Yeah, on the day it's sort of the general philosophy that we've tried to have, and maybe it's been unsuccessful, but it's worked, is shoot what we've written and then allow, in these cases, very talented comedians to sort of do their own take.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And that,
It's a great
that
way to
worked
do it.
out. It shows
Yeah.
up on screen.
I mean, if you've got people that are talented naturally, it's best, in my opinion, too, to just let them do what it is they
Yeah.
do best.
Yeah.
You know.
Are you saying that we should let some of the control go? Because
All
I'm
I'm
uncomfortable
trying
with
to
that.
say is, elderly people hate being thrown in the garbage cans. They hate it.
Really?
Nah, they're kind of.
But they feel your anger then, and they want to bake you cookies and buy you a
They
sweater.
do. They do. You're right. We're gonna take a quick break, and we'll be right back with Unimental.
Up, down, open, closed, left, right, hetero, sexual, homo, sexual, bi, nary.
Welcome back to 72 at 31. I'm your host, Doug Powell. I'm sitting here with Unimental, and we're talking about film and the 72 Film Fest. Fellas, I wanted to mention that the films that I watched that you guys have created over the last 3 years for the Film Fest, I did notice it was Dead Meat Pete and the Patricia's Box. There seemed to be this, they're centered in really one location. and they really rely on these, which isn't bad, but they rely on dialogue throughout, and I really like that. I really like that about films. You know, they don't jump all over the place. They're in. I just wanted to know, like, who are your writing influences? Because I was seeing some things come through, and I was just curious.
Well, it's kind of funny actually you mentioned that because with BET, we were both very aware of the fact that the first two kind of were one location, and so we wanted to stray away from that and try to like bring it a little bit more diverse in terms of locations. And stuff.
So that was something you guys had discussed already, and we're like, let's do something
try
different.
To bounce it around.
It's almost an education. Anyone who's making a short movie will generally try and stay in one place.
Yeah, I would. I mean, you got 72 hours.
It seems crazy. There are some teams you watch the film festival, and they're literally in the span of 6.5 minutes or 5 minutes. They're everywhere.
Yeah, right.
And it's sometimes fantastic and it works out. Other times it doesn't. But the idea that for a starting team, which is what we were when we did Patricia's Box, to keep it in one location made the most sense.
Yeah.
And then you sort of grow your legs and move away. And there was that conscious moment where with BET, it's let's use some real world locations and get out and get out of the same house, because the other two films were filmed in the same house.
Well, who do you guys, who really inspires you as writers? I mean, when you think about writing a film, you know, who are the writers or directors who you really think like, man, when you were first starting to do that, who did you watch and say, man, I want to do it like that?
My answer is Casey.
Oh,
He was my favorite. I write just
You
like
guys
him.
are the cutest couple.
No, there's a film answer for that where you kind of want to answer. Okay, Quentin Tarantino. You mentioned Reservoir Dogs and it being in one location, but I don't think that it's as pointed as that. There's not one sort of director that anyone could point to.
Okay.
Because it's everyone all at the same time.
Right.
It's all the best directors. You get whoever wrote Hitchcock's movies. It wasn't Alfred Hitchcock.
Right.
But can you name that guy? Not really.
That's too bad, but no, I can't.
It should be a famous dude.
Probably Tarantino.
Probably Tarantino, right?
Yeah.
4 years old.
Probably not even alive.
But it's also the other 72 Film Fest. There's something very unique about the Film Fest that isn't like making other movies. It isn't your own time where you've got to nitpick about punctuation and you can figure out real characters. You've got 72 hours. Your best examples are short movies. They're short sketches. So
that's a good
for
point.
me, it's Kids in the Hall.
Yes.
It's Saturday Night Live. It's any sort of short form version. There's a Kids in the Hall sketch called The Night of the Cow.
Okay.
I want everyone to watch it. If you
I
can
don't think
find
I remember
it's
The
on
Night of the
YouTube.
Cow.
It's fantastic.
Huh, okay.
It's fantastic.
Yeah, I don't think I knew that either.
I made my whole team watch it when I was. I did my own team one year, and I made my whole team watch it because it's a 6-minute movie and it's fantastic.
Okay, awesome. I'll have to watch that. Night of the Cow. Night of the Cow, Kids in the Hall, do it. So outside of the film fest, are you guys doing anything currently? Are you working on anything?
I've worked with comedians. The Comedians Talk that was in BET. We shot a short film, and we're definitely like spitballing various ideas.
What was the short film that you guys shot?
It's called First Date Faces, and basically he's
First Date Faces?
Yes.
Okay.
Rehearsing. It was all his idea, and his script, and he's getting ready for a date, and he's practicing, or he's imagining the first date in the mirror. And it kind of gets out of hand.
It's really funny.
That's cool. How long is the film?
It's about 5 minutes. I'm gonna try to cut it shorter.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're working on the editing, and
Yeah.
were you part of the directing and production team?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
yeah.
What do you plan on doing with it when it's done? Just kind of a short.
Yeah, just throw it out. Yeah.
Cool.
Just
I was surprised that, and this goes back to you.
we haven't posted it yet, but
Okay.
Yeah, it goes back to you talking about
'Cause it's
trusting the
kinda long,
talent.
Yeah.
And in this case, this coming from Talk is sort of an eye opener. This is another resource that we have.
Yeah.
It was really fun to watch. I wasn't involved at all.
Yeah.
But watching it is pretty funny.
very bare bones, just him and I, and we're just going crazy.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I would like to see that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was saving all of my creative energy for the next Script Fest, which should be next year, the year after. I'm gonna make a decision on that at some point. I decided to make it short.
Well, since it was such a huge hit.
No, I want to talk about that for just a moment.
Please, yeah, go
because
ahead.
I think not to hijack this whole
Here we
production.
go. Get
Film
on your
Fest-
soapbox, Adam. I'll drink this bit. No, I'm kidding. Go ahead.
No, Film Fest
Flip
is
this
great.
bench.
And this team, Unimental, being reintroduced during the year when the Script Fest was very integral, actually helped us out. a lot of the bellyaching and complaining came from the 2 people on every team who fancy themselves writers and want to write.
Yeah.
The rest of the team in the 72 Film Fest, they're there to make a movie. They want to put on costumes, they want to go out to locations, they want to shoot and edit. So the Script Fest, I think, is a very good thing. I think it should come back. And I look forward to it every year. And I know that
Can we have all emails just be forwarded to your email address?
I'll take it. I'll take every email. Anyone who doesn't like the Script Fest, come and find me. We'll have a discussion, and then we'll write some movies together.
Discussion with your fists.
And no elderly people harmed.
No elderly people harmed.
Not if I have anything to say.
No,
about
but
it.
writing scripts is what we do I do in my spare time.
Okay.
He's the more practical side because he's got all the equipment. He
Okay.
produces, not just that though, you've done a number of other videos this year since the last fest.
Yeah, with the comedians, I shoot and edit their promos and stuff.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Awesome.
Shooting comedians is tough.
Why is it tough?
Well, I shoot to edit, so it's
Okay.
kind of like filming wildlife almost, because you're always you don't want to turn off the camera like when
Yeah.
awesome joke's about to.
Sure. So you're just constantly shooting something and
Pretty
hoping
much,
to
yeah.
get.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sure Clark can
Yeah.
commiserate with you on
Wealth of footage.
what it's like to try to piece something together.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of how we shoot too. When we do everything, it's a matter of coming up with a concept briefly, and then just letting go.
Gotcha.
And hoping she comes out all right. And we have a great time, and then these guys don't.
Well, that's actually
my experience
an
with
interesting
them.
point. There's a lot behind the scenes, and
Yeah.
I feel guilty. I have to admit to Casey, this is my. Can I vent?
Man, just go.
I'm
Just
gonna
let
vent.
it out.
I have a lot of guilt for how I've treated you over the last 3 years when it comes to post-production and putting everything on you.
I mean, he's still gonna do it.
Oh, he's gonna do it regardless. I think he would wrestle it from my hands. If
No, I mean,
tried.
you're still gonna put it on his shoulders, even though you feel bad. It's not gonna change.
But feeling bad sort of exonerates me, right?
Well, we're always in the
I guess
same
so.
room. We're always.
We're definitely in
Yeah.
the same room.
Yeah.
What's your role in the team primarily?
Sudoku mostly.
Yeah. Cool.
No. Definitely one of the organizers on the team, trying to bring people in and
Okay.
writing and occasionally acting, which
Yeah.
I'm going to do this year. You did it last year.
Yeah. And I did not like that.
You didn't like it? You didn't like being in front of the camera?
I don't like being in front of the camera that much. It's just.
He's crazy.
You were a good
After
Headley.
You complimented
Yeah.
him. You complimented him on his Headley Lamar, and
Yeah.
then he's like, no.
Well, I think you're either a person who's comfortable in front of the camera or you're not. I mean, you can definitely get more comfortable. But you need to want to be.
Yeah, I wanted to give it a shot, but I think.
Look at
I definitely.
me. I'm the guy that wants to be in front of the camera.
But
It's a-
you're agreeing, Dead Meat Pete.
Yeah, it's a personality thing more than anything.
Dead Meat Pete's our baby.
I mean, look at your outfit. You came dressed as Rob Reiner from Spinal Tap.
It was pretty good, right?
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But mental illness, should we talk about that next?
I'd love to talk about mental illness.
No?
No, I would not. What do you got? What are your? I like to avoid that altogether if I could. Do you guys have big ambitions as far as like a lot of filmmakers? They see like down the road, this is what I want to do with my life, and I want to accomplish X, Y, Z. Do you guys want to do that? Do you see this as more just something you do for fun, or?
No, we always talk about. I'd love to shoot a feature in like episodes.
Okay, maybe a series.
Yeah.
Okay.
And just link them all up eventually.
It's interesting because that's exactly what I would want to do.
Okay.
The idea of setting aside a year to do a 90-minute feature
Yeah.
is daunting to the point where it's not accomplished. People don't do it. I haven't done it. You haven't done it as far as I
Yeah.
know. But if you break it down into 10-minute segments,
Yeah.
manageable pieces, it
Yeah.
becomes more. We talked about that.
Realistic,
We'll
yeah.
talk about that later.
We've had similar discussions.
Just talk about
yeah.
this now.
No, it does make more sense. Shooting a feature is a daunting
Yeah.
thought. Just even the funding alone. How would you fund a project like that?
Should we blame 72 Fest?
I think you should do as much as
They
you can.
programmed us to only think in 6-minute segments. Well, that's what we'd like for the last 10 years.
Get your grandma out of here!
If I could think longer than 6 minutes, I might be able to make a feature.
Yeah, I guess it is our fault.
Well, you look.
My bad.
Have you ever seen The Following?
No, I haven't seen The Following.
Christopher Nolan's first film. I think he shot that over a period of a year.
You're looking at me like,
And you've seen it, right?
You're the guy with
no idea.
the hat. Just saying.
I'm just gonna shut up now.
No, go.
No, he shot it over the course of a year, and it's interesting when you watch. His commentary is interesting because he talks about the messes up in haircuts and stuff because they're trying to keep continuity and just how he could only shoot on the weekends because that's when he could get his buddies
Right.
into like film.
And that's actually
And
what
then
we
we-
do.
Yeah.
That's exactly
Yeah,
how we operate.
yeah.
You're hard to nail down during the week.
So we're gonna make a Batman movie?
Let's make a Batman movie.
All right, cool.
A Batman movie?
You want to be Batman?
All right. I don't want. I would be the best Batman.
You keep your beard.
Keep the beard, yeah.
Like a skinny bearded Batman would be hilarious. And I'm like not that rich. He's just like, you know,
I bet
maybe
you-
the .com bubble thing happened and he made some money and he spent most of it. But
I bet you $1 we could make it look awesome.
Batarang.
I
has
bet
duct
you
tape on it.
$1. I'll take that bet.
There we go.
No, actually, the interesting thing about that is the setting aside this time every year during the film fest to make a movie is sort of sacrosanct, and then figuring out the rest of the year, it's like, well, the rest of my time is a vacation with my family or time off with friends. It becomes harder,
Okay.
but there's no one that's going to stand between me and my film fest experience.
Whoa.
So maybe we
Yeah.
should shoot 2 films this year during the film fest. Do
Well,
the film fest movie.
What about just giving yourself time constraints throughout the year outside of the film fest?
I don't understand. How does that work?
No, and we do a lot of talking.
Well, we've been doing Open Screen now, which is a monthly open mic
Yeah.
for filmmakers, and that's an opportunity
I
to
wish I'd
show.
heard about that. You guys should have a social media presence.
We do.
I'm joking.
Ah, no, I'm kidding. Old ladies on tables.
Yeah.
I remember that when that first started, and I said, "Great, they're going to do this
Yeah.
open thing. It'd be great. I hope that doesn't interfere with Script Fest."
And it did.
That was fantastic. No, I actually haven't been able to make it because of the timing. But is there any way we can watch those outside of the
Yeah.
screening?
Well,
Come on, guys. Come on.
You should.
I guess it's not really.
Yeah, you could just come out. It's fun.
Are you farting?
Adam, I understand that you are really into trying to pick up the clues for the film fest every year, and it's a hobby of yours.
This is very true.
Yeah.
This is not a lie.
Tell me a little bit about that obsession that you have.
Okay, so the 72 Film Fest has been, in the past, coy with their themes. And I think initially it started because they were unsure of what their themes might be.
Uh-huh.
And then it became a game, figure out what the theme for the following year would be.
Yeah.
I thought it was fantastic. It was great.
Yeah.
A little bit of fun over the summer, you try to figure it out. They released clues, sort of a timed series where you'd figure out what the theme is, and it's great. I've been wildly incorrect often. The year where you showed up, the fairy tale year, way off.
Yeah.
Couldn't be further from the truth. But
Okay.
with every video that's released, with every postcard or pamphlet or news release that's done, I always try and figure it out.
Okay.
And I think at this point, the only reason that the criteria are hidden is because they're trying to make me happy by sort of figuring it out. I think that if I didn't exist, if my sort of internet trolling trying to figure out the theme didn't exist, they would just say, oh, this year's theme is whatever.
So you are under the impression that because of you,
Oh, because.
the team of the 72 Fest has clues to try to keep you guessing.
Is there
and
anyone else on the internet that's bothering to sort of like cut and paste stills from videos that are released?
not to the
Anyone?
level.
Anyone? Or is it just me?
So that's, I feel like the 72 Fest is responsible for quite a few things in your life.
Mental illness.
Mental illness, the way that you think in 6-minute segments.
Inability to complete, projects.
And this,
Social interaction problems because
Yeah.
I alienate everybody
It's
I
a
know.
20-foot by 20-foot cork board with yarn and pictures all over.
It's red yarn that leads
There's like
from.
your picture leading to Clark's picture.
Here's a picture of some blocks that clearly show that we're talking about nursery
Random
rhymes.
picture.
so does it make, what are your feelings? Like when you're inaccurate about it and you put that much time and effort into it, what is it, does it make you angry or
Do you
frustrated?
remember the science year 8?
Mm-hmm.
Great year. We had the release for it in the hottest building in the world. Third
Automatic?
floor of the old education building.
Well, that's to weed
Where-
out the weaklings.
Sure, weak filmmakers need not apply because it was 180 degrees.
Yeah.
I remember feeling relatively certain that it was something that it necessarily wasn't. So I remember standing there like Johnny Five waiting to be rebooted, trying to figure out what the hell was going on the screen. And I'm like, okay, now we'll have to go with O.R. Occam's razor. Like, it took me that moment to figure it out. There is that aha moment.
Yeah.
But there's also the scrutinizing every single thing that is released on Facebook and Twitter and YouTube and
Have you ever been right?
ruins my life. Yeah, I think I'm right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I mean before right now.
Oh, sure.
Do you
Yeah.
think you're right every year and then you're not?
No, well,
okay.
I know that I don't know everything, so I'm not like that guy that says, oh, it's 100% this.
Yeah.
But
But like 99.9.
I've been 99.9 about a lot of them and
Okay.
been wrong.
Okay.
This year I think I'm pretty right. Although maybe not about how the criteria will be released, but pretty right.
What do you think it is this year?
If you want to find out, I'm on Facebook.
I've never heard of
I have a
Facebook.
website, 72clues.co.uk. I don't know.
.uk.
A lot of the evidence this year, if you look at it now, this will be released. This will be edited and released very close to the film fest, and there will be maybe 1 or 2 videos between now and then. Clues.
Yeah.
Figuring out the time frame. My girlfriend and I figured it out, where there will be a clue every 3 or 5 weeks from here until the
You
end.
guys are cracking the code.
We really are.
Take her easy.
And I based on the postcard, which you can get if you go down to downtown Frederick, go to NOLA. You'll find it in the lobby there, or there's pictures of it on the invite for the film fest.
It's like a treasure hunt.
It is a treasure hunt, and if you follow the video that's been released, it seems elemental.
Okay.
It seems rather
Elemental.
basic elements. I could be completely
Basic
wrong. The classic.
How accurate would you say you are?
This one I'm more certain than I was with the science one.
And you were incorrect with that one.
Documented.
I was very wrong with that one.
Give me a number. How accurate do you think you are?
Is this going to be shown with a montage of me being incredibly wrong? Am I being set up? Is that happening? I would say that I'm in the 90s.
90s. Okay, cool. All right.
If it's something else, I'm flabbergasted. Like if the next
Like how
video-
flabbergasted? Like 99.9%
Well,
flabbergasted?
he sort of hit it on the head. Flip the table, throw an old lady into traffic.
Into traffic? I like how she's going into traffic now. Is she going in a trash can before she goes in? You just wheel the trash can into traffic?
Yeah.
Poor
No,
old
but I
lady.
mean, if they release a video, if you guys release a video with like a clown playing Monopoly, and then like being
Write this
attacked
down.
by, I got it. I'm gonna lose it.
If anybody watching this interview right now has anything that you would like to see change about the film fest or things that you think could enhance it, please comment below. If you'd like to say anything to Unimental, if you're interested in being a part of the film fest, contact us. Go to the website, 72fest.com. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, Unimental guys. Thanks for coming and
Doug.
sharing
Thank you.
your love of the craft with us. We'll see you guys.
Pushing old people down the stairs.
Yeah, man. We'll see you guys pushing old people
This
down the stairs.
October.
October 1st.
I think we got the next movie you guys are going to shoot. Yeah. I think we also just nailed this year's theme. Pushing old people down the stairs. Adam, you're way off.
I thought we were just exploding stuff around downtown Frederick.
Yeah, that might be it too.
Judging from the clue last year.
Lots of fires.
Just fires, right?
Yeah. All right. We'll see you next time.